guys, welcome to Malifaux, and this time we've got a game of Yanlo versus Sonia. And to spice it up, we're going to be playing Drinking Malifaux. Because all this rum won't drink itself, so we're going to be taking shots every time a model dies. And maybe I should have thought more carefully about playing a summoning crew against Sonia. For terrain, we've got height 0, severe terrain, these ponds and these rock features. Forests, height 1, blocking hard cover, and that's pretty much it. Blocking hard cover. I won the deployment flip and chose to set up here, so because I want as much terrain and as narrow gaps as possible blocking Sonia's line of sight. And I'm bringing a Kamenu, Toshiro the Daimyo, the Soul Porter, Rotten Bell, Carrion Emissary, with Yanlo's Conflux of Ancestry. Toshiro's got his Command the Graves upgrade. And My Little Helper as well, I think, but I forgot to use it all game. And Yanlo, with Brutal Karaoke, Unnerving Aura, and Necrotic Preparation, which I think of as his combat build. Devium has a crew that is a little bit cobbled together out of Sonia's box set and a couple of, or as many other guild models and some mercenaries that I've got that can kind of complement it. So it's by no means tournament hardcore, but you know, it doesn't do too badly, as you'll see. We got a Witchling Stalker, some mail, the Misanthrope Wastrel, Sonia Creed, with Reincarnation, Share Phase Imprint, and Counterspell Aura. My bells just love it. Purifying Flame, Witchling Stalker, and Johanna. Oh, and not to forget the Guild Pathfinder, of course. Let's talk about the plan. I've geared Yanlo up to be super killy, but Sonia's got a freaking counter spell aura up, and she's just... I find her really difficult to take down in combat anyway. I know her defense sucks, but she heals fairly easily, incinerates everything around her, and when you can't use Soul Stones because of that freaking dampening field or whatever it is, that can get quite painful when you're in the middle of a guild crew. So fuck that, I'm just going to try to keep Yanlo alive. I'm going to do Distract because it's interference and we're going to want to engage each other, and Kamenu seem pretty well suited to getting stuck in and handing out 1 AP conditions. I could do Claim Jump, but as I'm already taking Distract as an interacty action scheme, I generally try not to take 2 of those to soak up actions I really am going to rather need for killing. So I'm going to try Inspection and see how that goes. Obviously, no one's going to do Breakthrough. There's no way I'm running through that firestorm to get into this tiny area, and if the guild pass the halfway line, I'll be somewhat stunned. So I'm going to break my crew in 2. Yanlo and the Emissary are going to come over here to this corner and try to hole up. The rest of the crew is going to go off this way with Toshiro and the Kamenu, and maybe have a bell here or something to drag things into the no scoring zone, and try to keep up our numbers with Toshiro's summoning, and try to sweep around into the guild's table quarters. Yeah, probably that was a bit ambitious. Here we go, turn 1, there's my hand. And there's Devium's hand. So, feeling nice and safe, I activate Toshiro first, push the bell up and give her fast, and then walk and drop a scheme marker. So the idea here is to pull in a model in the first turn and kill it, so that Yanlo will get an extra chi. So I'll have 3 lures with this bell, 1 or 2 with this bell, depending on how well the first luring set goes. This marker is for in case I want to use it to get focus on my minions and a later point, and I'm trying to make sure Toshiro gets hard cover from this building. I get greedy and go with the bell and snag the Guild Pathfinder because these things are an unbelievable pain in the ass. They get my vote as probably the best 6-stone model in the game. Just so good. Unfortunately, the bell fails to clinch the deal with the 3rd and final lure, and the Pathfinder activates, drops his trap, takes a shot which I don't think did anything, and then runs around behind the building where I can't see him. Sigh, what a waste. And now that trap is going to be a real pain in my arse. Unless I can kill it and use it to give Yanlo chi. But first I use my second bell to move up and grab the little flame man and bring him closer. Yanlo can end him pretty trivially. 1 less activation for Sonia would be good. And I need chi to get my upgrades as fast as possible. because I've got a feeling I'm going to need them. I start a position in preparation for my soul feast. The emissary comes up over here and blocks this Sonia's line of sight route through that gap. Those shards are amazing. I don't think the soul porter could see the trap to charge, so I decided to push Yanlo instead and just move up to be within 3 inches of the trap outside of its engagement, with the idea being I'll poke it for chi on Toshiro next turn. Yanlo goes and kills the Purifying Flame with a Spirit Barrage, netting me that all-important second chi, but annoyingly I'm out of the 8-inch range to get an additional one for a model dying. And it's important to remember those effects can combine, and I hadn't appreciated that before this point. So Yanlo finishes his move over here, skipping behind the emissary because I'm a fucking moron. There's no reason I shouldn't be at least 1 blast away from him, although I guess Sonya doesn't care about that because she's got like pie plates for blasts essentially. But it's the principle of the thing. And I think I attach Spirit Ascendant because I want to be able to walk through these blocks next turn. And I'm expecting that if I do take damage, I'll take damage from blasts, and so Impossible to Wound won't really matter anyway. But normally against casters, I think the Ash Ascendant is the better upgrade to go for first. But that's fine, because I do something monumentally stupid. Seriously, nothing's died, so I can't blame this on the drink, but we were drinking in anticipation of all the murder that's about to hit. So I want to soften up the trap. So the Kamenu goes, walks over here, places in base contact, takes his hit like a man, leaving a tiny gap for the Soul Porter to be able to see the trap through. Hits the trap, and I got a free tome trigger because of the Ancestor. So, and these things don't activate so slow, doesn't matter, so I'm going to do some burning. Just to soften it up, make it a bit easier to kill. Oh god, the horror begins. So Sonya is more than happy to just walk forwards. She can see the burning trap through all the terrain and blasts on into that combat. She randomizes and hits one of my guys and fucking halves most of their wounds. Good start. And at the end of the turn, things like this, the other Kamenu's gone up over here to get ready to engage the Pathfinder, and Samael starting to lead this Witchling Stalker around the building to head off Yanlo. Turn 2, my hand was abysmal, so I Soulstone, and it doesn't get much better, frankly. And thank all that's sacred, I get the initiative. The Carrion Emissary got fast because Yanlo attached an upgrade rather, last turn. So he goes, he drops his markers back down, oh my goodness, I needed that, and then flutters over here and goes defensive. Those markers are game changing. Soul Porter kills off the trap and I think gives Toshiro chi. Johanna comes a bit closer and gets lured, and I send the other bell off around the side over here. Desperately running for the other board edge because I've suddenly realised how much ground I've got to cover. And Toshiro and the Kamenu are certainly not going to go anywhere. Toshiro gets up to his tricks by pushing the Kamenu out of the way, walking around here and summoning an Ashigaru from the zombie. And as the Witchlings close in, this Kamenu zero actions round and distracts. Oh, that was it. So I messed up the accusation rules and thought it was distract, so I tried to accuse Johanna, but she's already activated, so that's naughty, I can't do that. And Sonya punishes me for my misdeed by walking into the forest, fuck interference, and vaporizes my backline. I think Toshiro's soulstoning and hasn't actually taken that much damage. But yeah, Bell and Soul Porter are wasted in a display of awesome power. Yeah, well, what was that you're supposed to do? Spread out. Yeah, should have done that. So I take my shots, and this blurry photo is probably more or less my vision by this point. I probably should have gone slower on the whiskey in between the rum shots. But what we've basically got is Samael and his Witchling encroaching on my rightful territory here, which Yanlo and the Buzzard are taking, and we would have been drawing, but my summoned Ashigaru managed to get out of the centre and help hold this for me. Toshiro is holding me this quarter. I've got my Kamenu engaged with Pathfinder, but the guild is still winning this quarter, and the Wastrel is holding this one for the guild. Long way of saying we both score for interference. I'm a long way off getting inspection, and I don't think I managed to get any accusations off. Turn 3, yeah, blurry hand continues. I lose the initiative, and Sonia swings the wrecking ball. So now my buzzard's in really bad shape, and Yan Lo's also taking a licking. My soul stones aren't, they haven't got much juice in them. I think I do something with the Kamenu to make sure I get an accusation off, and then I think Samael follows up on his mistress's work. Shooting Yan Lo in the face, I Black Joker, and I'm pretty sure I'm now at half damage, and the first point for Neutralized Leader, or whatever the thing is called, is scored. I think the emissary is also on 1 wound, but the incoming shots are thwarted by hard cover and my defensive. Obviously my wife doesn't play very much, and hasn't learned to appreciate how bad negative flips are. You try to tell them, but there's some things some people have to find out for themselves. And so hopefully there'll be a lesson learned after this game. So Yan Lo moves over into the inspection zone and pew-pews with his little gun of shit. And I maybe do 2 whole damage to the Witchling. Woohoo! That attack is so pathetic. So the signs are drawing up over here. So I think what I did was I hit Johanna and slowed her, and then teleported my Kameno over here and distracted the or accused the Pathfinder. So all Johanna can do is just walk out of the centre. Pathfinder accuses my other Kameno. Toshiro has been doing some more summoning, has got another Ashigaru who's walked over here to help me maintain this quarter. My Carrion Emissary has been very, very naughty and put down some shards here. And this is devilish. The Witchling tries its luck to try to kill it, but can't. And my Destined ability has now put me back over hard to kill. And Toshiro's desperately trying to hide from Sonia and pretend he's just a casual shop assistant. He suspects it's not working. So my other Ashigaru pulls a bit of a naughty trick. He walks, discards a card, so he walks up over here or something, discards a card and charges his pathetic 3 inches into the wastrel. It's defensive still and I don't kill it, but I'm now blocking off this quarter as Sonia's gone and can't do anything about it. And the wastrel fails to take down the Ashigaru in response. I run my bell for it, running for the corner, but she gets shot down by these 2 witchlings. Curses! Yep, can't really see how I'm going to score that anymore. And so we end the turn, the shards go away and get a zombie who engages these guys. Wasn't that necessary, but that is a filthy, filthy trick, which I'm going to use liberally with the Carrion Emissary from now on. The guild score no points for interference, Resurrectionists score, and we both get accusation. Turn 4! I think the points are neck and neck again. Carrion goes, uses his 0 action to lower his destined condition to summon the Flesh Construct. It's the chunkiest 6 holster model I've got, should be in base contact. I think we've knocked it. He then Rotten Rends the Witchling, who dies and explodes on everyone. I love it when they do that. Everyone gets some accusing done, and I'm managing to keep Johanna slow, but one of my Kamenu still goes down after a good fight. Ashigaru survives the wastrel, and skewers her in return. I think this Witchling decides to shoot into combat, hits Sonia, gets a blast, and knocks my Ashigaru down to 1 wound, I think. So he's burning and is going to turn into a Witchling Stalker at the end of the turn. Bit annoying, but there was no way he was going to survive. And at least he's still going to waste some of Sonia's AP. Toshiro gets me another Ashigaru and hides the fuck around this building. And we end the turn like this. Samael's been shooting at Yan Lo, who's still hale and hearty, and now he's engaged with the Flesh Construct. Sonia, I think, failed to kill the Ashigaru, managed to get out of the centre, but at the end of the turn he's died and turned into a Witchling. I don't know what's going on over here. I think maybe the Witchling killed my other Kamenu and I killed the Witchling, and so, yeah, anyway. Johanna's now over here, and this Ashigaru is now running for the hills. Turn 5, just got to hang on with Yannikins and keep him among the living. And losing the initiative is not going to help that. Sonia goes and goes for the kill, targeting the Carrion Emissary with the hopes of getting enough blasts to get to Yan Lo. She didn't really have super good options for this shot, so thanks to cover, the Emissary manages to tank the damage enough to stop the blasts from reaching Yan. In the previous turn I used Instill Youth to heal him 4 and Destined helped him out a bit, so he's back down to... He's hard to kill now, but he shielded his master. Hooray for the Emissary. Kamenu does some more accusing. Samael does some accusing on the flesh constructs, manages to run all the way around here and engage both these dudes, which is super annoying because I've got a witchling coming into this zone which will block me if I don't kill him. So everybody unloads on Samael, and he puts up a good fight. Soulstoning to the end, but a charge from Yanlo brings the bastard down. And there we go, guys, that is the end of the game. Really tense one, that, and super fun. Let's find out the scores. So the guild scored 3 points for interference, 1 point for eliminate the leadership, finally got that right, and 3 points for accusation. The Resurrectionists scored 4 points for interference and 3 points for accusation, no points for outflank. What the fuck was I thinking? Making this game a 7-7 draw. And we'll toast to that. So, thoughts on the game. Sonya is scary as all hell, and my crew was far too slow to be attempting an inspection in corner deployment. Kamenu, on the other hand, are amazing at interact schemes and gumming things up for interference. Seriously, they really caused my opponent quite a headache in that top corner. Super good models. I thought it was quite funny that I'd geared Yanlo up for super combat and then chickened out right at the start and just went for duck and cover as the fireballs rained down around us. And the Carrion Emissary's abilities really carried the day. I was very lucky that he didn't die several times. And I think Samael and the Witchling probably should have tried to take him in combat rather than shooting. But, you know, learning curves. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Take care.